It's time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
Welcome back to another episode of the Up North Journal, everybody. I'm host Mike Adams, sitting in the cabin tonight with Dan DeFaw. Before we get started, we want to help you save some money.
That's right, folks. Don't forget to use our promo codes to save that money. And let's start off with buckbaits.com. That's right, the brick and mortar store of Buck Baits down at Sterling Heights, Michigan at 15 and Dodge Park. Go over there. If you're on the website, buckbaits.com, use the promo code UNJ20. That will get you 20% off your order.
For those of you who are looking for Easy Cut products, make sure you go to easycutproducts.com. And when you're there, use the UNJ promo code UNJ15 off to save 15% off your order.
And let's not forget Lincoln Roan over at packermax.com. It's never too early, never too late to think about the Packer Max. Go on over to packermax.com, use the promo code UNJ25. That'll get you $25 off your order over at Packer Max Outdoors.
For those of you looking for some new firearms and firearm products, make sure you go over to the islandarmory.com. While you're there shopping, use the promo code UNJ10 to save 10% off your order there.
If you shot that bird of a lifetime and you want it mounted, don't forget Troublesome Creek Taxidermy. We've had them live on the show. We've talked to them. You want to get 10% off your order, go to Facebook, go to troublesome.creek.7, find their website. If you go to our website, UNJ, make sure to click on the button to download the form. You get 10% off over there using the code UNJ10.
Looking for that game call, whether it be a squirrel, whether it be goose, duck, deer, make sure you go to JPO Game Calls. Look for them at jpogamecalls.com, and while you're there shopping, use the UNJ10 promo code to save 10% off your order.
And Miller Deer Tracking, the man that seems to never sleep during deer season. Get 20% off your next deer tracking using the promo code UNJ20. Look for Miller Deer Tracking on Facebook or give him a call over at 810-240-4891.
Looking for the hottest new plastics to take on the water, whether it be hard water or soft water? Make sure you go over to southernindianabaitco.com. While there, use the UNJ promo code UNJ10 to save 10% off your order.
Deer Camp Coffee, folks. We drink it every night on the show. You want to try it? You can go to the brick and mortar store at 15 and Dodge Park at Deer Camp itself, or go to deercampcoffee.com. Also use our promo code UNJ10. You get 10% off your order. And don't forget, get a bag of the UNJ medium roast blend there as well.
All right, Danny, where's our live view camera look from tonight?
Good evening, everybody. Live in the cabin. Tonight's live look in. We have to go way up north to Iron Mountain, Michigan, where it's 29 degrees and 15 inches of snow.
Yeah.
Compared to last week when I drove to get here.
You know, we're getting that this Friday.
Well, that's what they say, you know? So there you go, folks. If you want some snow to go snowmobile, go way up to Iron Mountain. And it's 29 degrees, so it ain't going anywhere.
There you go. All right. Well, hey, welcome back. Another week of Up North Journal Live. We're in the cabin tonight. Mr. Adam Winn is sitting in his fishing dock, the UNJ boat dock. I'm going to talk a little bit of ice fishing. We ought to call it the UNJ ice shanty right now.
We should.
So, how you doing tonight, Adam?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Having to put up with Danny again once again, but you know how that goes. So
you love me and you know it. We wouldn't have been doing this show since 2014 together if you don't.
It's been that long.
It has been that long. Is that not great?
Wow.
I know, right? Man, it is awesome. Now we got Adam on board. It's March 1st. You know what that means?
It's leprechaun season.
It is! And you know what that means. We're going to have to make a trip down to
Leprechaun
Deer Camp, and we're going to have to get our
Shamrock.
leprechaun scent from him.
You can get some
I'm going to.
You can go right
stop
ahead.
there again.
You
And,
can go right ahead.
you know, Lucky Huntsman.
Yeah.
Flavored coffee, right?
Yeah. You get all that goodness and you go with it.
Yeah, you know, we're having Adam on tonight talk about his...
Let's talk about fishing. Let's move along.
Before we get there, though, let's step back a little bit to this past weekend. We were down at Outdoorama.
You and Adam were.
Yes, you know, and it was a great time. Adam got to meet Tim Andrews of Brush Outdoors.
Yeah. What'd you think, man? Good time?
Yeah, he's a cool guy. Yeah, we went out to dinner with him. It was definitely a pleasure talking with him. Definitely a cool guy to talk with. So Got to meet Lance, so that was cool. Talking with Lance, seeing all his new jigs and plastics. So definitely a good time down there. It's very busy, so good to see.
Did you guys go down Thursday for Big Buck Night?
No, we didn't. We heard it was according to a few people we talked to, it was pretty busy all 3 days that we were there. We were there Saturday night, and when Adam actually got there before I did, and he said the parking lot was quite busy.
Okay.
Yep.
And then when I got there, it wasn't 20 minutes later. You could tell it was getting towards that dinner hour.
Right.
So, but yeah, it was nice to see shoulder-to-shoulder people again in a public, watching the chainsaws.
What was the big draw down there? What was going on this year? I mean, obviously the Big Buck Night's a big thing on Thursday night, but I mean, was there anything that was one thing that really stood out in your mind that was like, this is what we had to come down for?
I mean, I usually just go down there to check everything out. Nothing in particular, but you know, a lot of people go down there for those seminars. You know, they got that big log cutting thing, so a lot of people go down there to check that out. But they had a lot of good vendors down there. Got a big selection of boats, so pretty much everything you're looking for.
Did you pick up a new boat for Team Up North Journal?
I was looking at some.
You know, you can do that anytime you'd like. I mean, we'll be happy to help you out with that. We'll
Yeah,
pick it up for
you spend a cool $20K, you get a nice boat.
There you
so.
go.
Right, and you know, it's. I wish they would bring a little bit more campers. They got pretty good amount of boats, but I wish they'd bring in some like campers, kind of like what they do down at the Indy Show.
Yeah, the Indy Show was actually this weekend.
It was. Mark was down there and with Antler King, and he saw some friends. Saw Lincoln Roan down there, but yeah, it was good. I think everybody was just enjoying getting out. Got that little sniff of the
Spring.
ices, and they were all hitting the fish and tackle areas for sure. They were just, you know, they had their bins out and people were just going at it. So yeah, but
Good time.
it was.
Well, man, everybody, it seems like they're commenting, Adam, on
Mr. Photogenic.
the Mr. Photogenic with the stash there. So
Oh, yeah. You like that?
Yeah,
It's
Mark,
a little something new I got going.
yeah.
You know,
Well, Mark,
test it out.
I shaved mine off and bagged it up, sent it to him so he could glue it on there. So
There you go.
if I did that, it'd be great though. So
Right, and if you could, before we start our talk, if you could show my screen, we had Denise Peterson from Raised Outdoors on last week. But being March 1st, the auction we talked about last week is open and running. It'll be going from now until March 5th, which is Sunday, at 12 p.m. Central Time.
Okay, and this is money to be raised for Raise It Full Draw, and they bring kids into different camps in 6 different states, and just basically teach them hunting, woodsmanship, survival skills, things of that nature, and get them really set up for bow hunting. So we really appreciate them doing that and reaching out and getting kids into the outdoors. So
Absolutely. So, well, we've hit March 1st, and how many more fishing trips does Adam think he's going to have that's going to be on hard water?
Going up north this weekend, so this is going to be the last trip on the ice for sure. But after that, I'll be back out, you know, fishing the open water for sure.
yeah, right before the show, you was already talking, getting plans to hit the Saginaw River, doing some jigging for walleye there.
Yep, I might even hit the Detroit River. I don't know, jump around, experiment. I've never done it before, so something I want to try and learn. So.
You've been talking to Mr. Valentine again, haven't you?
A little bit.
He had those. I was able to, when we were there in his booth talking to him, able to look at those jigs that he had. Really neat how he designed them to be able to stand up on the bottom.
At the bottom of the river.
Engineered it to do that. Yeah, it was
In the
pretty
current.
cool.
So
Yeah, and the current, yeah, that's a big thing. You got to have a certain weight to be able to do that. So
Yeah, especially in that current up on the Saginaw or Detroit River where
Right.
he's mainly at.
that's the one thing that got me. Is that one time, you know, before the show we were talking about, and I was on the Saginaw. We were doing some February ice fishing, me and a group of guys, and you know, once you get the hole drilled and you're sitting there and you drop your line down, it's amazing how quickly that current took that line and got it down to the bottom. But I mean, it really it's
Yep.
pulling, and that's what kind of gets me, is all that current you'd think would eat away at the bottom of the ice.
You would think,
Yeah.
right? You know, but yet.
But it was 9 below that day, so I don't think there was too. It was making ice. It wasn't.
Yeah, I'd say if it was a little warmer out, it'd definitely start eating away for sure.
Yeah.
You've seen it
all
on
that warm water coming in there, definitely not good. So
You've seen it on the cameras at your work, where one day it's there and
Next day it's gone.
next day
Yeah.
it's all gone, right?
Drops
And
off.
we're gonna start to hear the stories. If there's any ice flows out there, they'll be plucking them off the ice.
I don't think there's too many ice flows left.
No, I don't think there really is.
You know.
no.
So, with this weather being the way it is, Adam, do you find it more risky per se? Like this week, for instance, right? I think today was 50.
Yep.
But yet, Friday we're gonna have 48 inches of snow,
Right.
which isn't good for ice. But then again, Monday we're back up into the 40s. So, any ice is gonna be unsafe, isn't it?
So, I mean, yeah, anything the lower half of Michigan, yeah, any ice is pretty much non-existent or unsafe for sure. I'm going pretty far north, not going over the bridge, but there's a lot of safe ice under the bridge and over the bridge still. It was 36 up there today, so nothing crazy as temperature. But it's always, you got to keep an eye on the weather, keep an eye on the conditions. That's a big factor. But yeah, first ice and last ice are definitely going to be your most dangerous times out there, especially around like your river mouths and everything like that. Your access points are all going to get beat up. All that ice is going to start, breaking up and getting thin. So definitely got to be a lot more cautious out there for sure.
So when were you up in the UP? Was that last weekend or weekend before last?
2 weekends ago.
2
Yep.
weekends ago. Well, how much
Yep.
ice were you guys sitting on there?
We're sitting on a good 10, 12 inches of ice up there.
Okay.
So
And what are you expecting where you're going this coming weekend?
about 10 inches of ice still. Yep.
Seriously? Okay. I didn't think there'd still be that much up that way.
Yeah, I mean, in the UP, they're still calling 20 inches up there. So
Okay.
just all depends on where you're going.
All
So.
right. So,
Yep.
looking ahead at that, if you're thinking about going up, you guys were up near Little Bay De Noc. Where would one call or a good place to get information on ice conditions up there?
For Escanaba, Little Bay De Noc, Blades Bait and Tackle is going to be your best bet. He posts daily reports on it, so that's going to be your best bet on, the most accurate safe ice. He's definitely the go-to guy for reports up there.
Okay, so get all your local bait shops in the area you're
Yep.
going to. Gotcha.
Exactly, yeah. Any lake, any bait shop around any lake is going to give you the best information on ice. They'll even give you a fishing report, what people are catching, what's the hot lure and stuff like that. So
When you get towards the end of ice season, and you're up there, you're making your last pitch run to get up on the ice, or right before it gets too dangerous to be out there, is there anything where you switch up a tactic, or you switch up your technique and things that you present, or the way you fish, in the late season?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little more tactic to it. I mean, you can target the same areas you would, mid-season or early season as well. But, those river mouths, like I said, that's kind of something you want to stay away from. But a lot of those fish are going to start moving towards those river mouths. So if you can find, some good spots around a river mouth, it's going to probably be your better option for late season. So.
Gotcha. Okay. And wind conditions, do you see prevailing winds switching up, getting to this time of season, or are they just kind of all over the place?
They're pretty much all over the place at this point in time. I mean, when we were up there in Escanaba, they were north winds the first day, and the next one they're straight out of the south, so they can switch pretty quick up there. So
as we get later now into the ice season, which pretty much will be over here quicker than we can say ice is gone. Does the technique change? Are the fish changing with the days getting longer? Days getting warmer?
Yeah, like I said, the fish are definitely starting to move up towards the river, so they're going to start feeding a lot more. They're trying to put on the weight. They're going to be putting on a lot of energy getting up into the rivers and spawning. So, yeah, their feeding patterns are going to increase definitely at the late season. So
you got to move.
You got to move with the fish,
yep,
right?
Find the fish. Be active. Don't be afraid to move.
I was just
if you're not on fish, move. Yep, it's a big thing.
How long do you give it? Like you said, if you're not on fish, move. How long do you give it per se? You head out, you drill a hole, you sit down, and you wait how long?
Oh, a couple things that go into it for me. You know, early morning when I get out there first set up, I'm probably just going to sit all morning just because I'm just going to, you know, fish through that full bite window. But if I'm not marking any fish by probably 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, I will probably start moving around. That's another thing with a fish finder. You can, you know, you're seeing fish on your fish finder. If you don't have one, you don't know what's down there. So having a fish finder definitely helps your percentages of catching fish. So, but evening times, same thing. You know, get out there 3:30, 3 o'clock, drill some holes, try to find some active fish. That's a big thing. Try to get on some fish quick. But yeah, definitely don't be afraid to move. If you're not marking fish, it's you know, an hour or so, you got to move. So.
Gotcha.
Well, the last time you were up there, a couple weeks back, that we're talking about, you did not do too bad. You got a fish we're showing right now, the one with the sunset in the background, or rise.
Okay.
And
yeah, that's my personal best one. So that was a good morning for sure.
And how big is that one?
That was a 26-incher.
26-inch.
Did you happen to have a scale you could weigh it on?
My scale wasn't working, but me and my buddy think it was probably 7 to 8 pounds. So
Okay.
she was pretty fat. She did go back in the water, so she was all full of eggs. That's what that belly was, all eggs. So.
Okay, so along them lines, and thinking, we know we go up, we fish, we catch fish, we cut heads off, we eat them. You know, I mean, that's part of the game and what we do and why we go. It's not the only reason we go, but when you get a big fish like this and you put it back, give us your reason for putting them back. I already know what it is, but for those that don't know, and at what point do you say, this is one that's going in the frying pan and this one's going back in the hole, as far as the bigger fish, not the smaller ones?
Yeah, so anything like over 24, 25 inches, I'm usually throwing back. Your best eaters, in my opinions, you know, your 15 to 18, 20 inchers, you know, those are your best fillet size. Those big fish play a big part in the system. Like I said, that all that big belly is all eggs in here. A lot of the fish that we kept that were even 20 to, you know, 16 inches, all were full eggs. So that's a big breeder fish. So that's a big reason I threw her back. So definitely plays a big part in the system. So.
Gotcha.
You know, like you said, she didn't get that big for a reason, so she's been around a little while,
Yep.
and she knows her stuff. So getting her back in the water probably helped her continue on her trek heading for the river.
Yep, exactly.
You're looking at
Hopefully catch her when she's 28 or 29,
There you
maybe
go.
30.
and
Yep.
another opportunity to catch it. You know,
Yep.
a fish that big, is there a way to guesstimate or estimate how old that fish might be?
I personally don't know. I'm sure there is, but I don't personally know. I know the DNR, that's why they do the tagging, is that's a very accurate way to track an age on a fish. So I'm not sure if there's an actual really accurate way to, you know, judge a fish's age, but I know the DNR like to use the tags because it's a very accurate tracking for the age.
Plus they get when you report a tagged fish, they know exactly in the area where you caught it, so they can know where that fish traveled, where it's been, and how long.
Yep, exactly.
You know, in looking at that, isn't there certain waters at certain times of the year that fish would be out of the slot limit?
So on Little Bay, you can only keep one over 23, and everything else has to be 15 plus. As far as other slot limits for like open water, I'm not really sure on that. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure it'd probably be the same limit.
And that's a good play by the DNR, right? You know, you got these bigger fish, like you said. She knows what to do.
You get to keep one, but if you catch more than that, we need to put them back.
Right, exactly. Get them back in the water and let them go from there. But you know, the other picture I got up there right now is a little bit smaller fish. Now, did you keep this one?
Which one was that one?
It's another shot. It's not as big, obviously. It looks almost as long, but it looks definitely smaller size.
Yeah, that was probably the 24 1/4 one I caught. I did keep that one. Yep,
Yeah.
that was my one fish over 23 I kept. So.
I should say it looks a
But
lot.
that one wasn't as fat. You know, didn't have nearly as many eggs in it. So.
Right.
And you can tell that right in the picture. I mean, just going back and forth between the two, the difference in the fish, which makes me want to believe one's older, one's younger.
One would think.
One would think, right? So, but it's just that doing your part in conservation, and we'll have to ask a couple of experts that we know how to age a fish.
Yeah, I'd be curious for sure.
You're not supposed to ask a fish its age. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's something else. Never mind.
You can definitely try, but if it talks back to you,
It's Mr. Limpet. Mark Coleman says measure the dorsal fin 1 year for every inch. Oh, he says he just made that up. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm like, I've never heard that before, Mark.
I've never heard that.
I'm not a
either.
fisherman, but I've never heard that. So, all right.
You know,
There's a Weisenheimer in every bunch.
wow, you're right, it is.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're bumping up here on the first break, so let's take our first break. We step outside, we come back, we'll get a little more into what happened to Adam up on the ice this 2 weekends ago. So we're going to be right back after this. All right, Mark, I'm gonna get you for that one.
Mr. Birthday Month guy, he's already starting, right? He's like, it's my birthday, you can get away with anything.
Uh-oh.
He's one of those guys, just like you, birthday month.
It says there's only 2 weeks left in the fishing up north.
Yeah, so the walleye season ends not this weekend, but next weekend.
Right, so 2 weeks left. Blades and bait is saying, get out there. The big ones are being caught right now.
Unless you go fish the Saginaw River, because they did not close that part of the river.
Yeah, well, there's no ice out there, so you better have a boat.
There you go. All
Or
right,
fish from to shore.
here we go. 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back, second segment of the show. Hey, pull that the picture of the big one back up again, if you don't mind.
Let me go right over there.
I want to go back to something here.
All right.
So, all right. So we're going to throw this picture up. It seemed like I saw this on the internet, and it got quite a bit of buzz going. What happened with this, Adam?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I sent it over to Visit Escanaba. It's like a tourist page.
Mm-hmm.
They ran with it.
They were pretty happy I sent it to him. And he took it and ran with it, and it did pretty good for him. So, I sent it over.
A UP sensation.
Yeah.
Adam
yeah.
Winn. He's so famous now. He's got to grow a mustache to be incognito.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm getting my up north look going.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's going to have to carry a Sharpie with him in his back pocket now and start signing autographs. Everybody's going to know him. No,
Right?
That was a great pick, man, and a nice fish.
Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely a lifetime experience. I'll never forget that for sure.
So tell us about catching that fish.
Yeah, so we were in like 30 some feet of water, and the water was gin clear. I could see all the way to the bottom. So I was sight fishing. Actually saw her swim in. Didn't see it actually bite my jig, because I was just watching my fish finder, because it's the most accurate thing to watch. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I didn't realize how big it was until I got it right up to the hole, and I was like, holy cow. Because when you're looking 30 feet down in the water, you know, the fish only looks that big, but it actually is, you know, a lot bigger.
Right.
So, but yeah, that was definitely a good experience. So I was very happy. So.
Was you hooping and hollering and calling the buddies over to get the camera?
Yeah, definitely. Yep. Yeah, I was definitely excited for that one. Definitely yelling. So.
How long did you keep it out of water to get the picture? Because I know they're pretty viable, but you try to get them back in as quick as possible.
Yeah, especially if it's super cold out, you definitely want to get them back in your shack. That was a beautiful morning out there. It was probably like 35 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she was only out of the water for about a couple minutes.
Okay.
So definitely want to get them back as quick as you can. You know, get your pictures, get your measurements, wait, and then throw her back. So.
Gotcha.
You know, you got a picture of that sunrise that morning, and it definitely looked beautiful out there. How thick was the ice you were fishing on?
It was about 10 to 12 inches.
Okay.
So.
Did you see any cars, any vehicles, four-wheelers, anything out there with you?
On the part we were fishing, there was no vehicles out there, just sleds and quads out there. But south of Gladstone and north of Gladstone, there was big 4x4 trucks out there all over the place.
Where you were at, did you have to deal with any pressure cracks or anything like that? Crossing any
Yeah,
holes?
we had a couple pressure cracks we had to cross both days. So Saturday, they got kind of nasty for us. It got pretty warm up there, got up to about 40 degrees. So those pressure cracks kind of started getting messy for us. So
That's why I don't do big water, man. No, sir.
Yep, you got to be careful for sure. Like I said, there was a lot of people out there fishing. So if you know what you're doing and take the precautions and take the time to get out there and don't rush to get out there, you know, you'll make it out there safely. So
Making it out there safely and getting back can be two different things depending on where you're at.
Exactly.
You know,
Correct, yep.
Another picture I got up, it's now, looks like it's in the afternoon. You can tell the wind's been blowing a little bit, the ice is clear of the snow, but, you know, it's amazing how one day you can look at this picture and go, wow, I can see some ice fishing shanties out there, and I was up there last year at February, and one day it looked like this, and the next day it was all gone.
Open water?
Open water.
Yeah.
yep.
Kind of ruined my plans to go ice fishing.
Yeah, it can change quick up there for sure. I know the weekend we were up there, that week after, the part that we were on was no longer safe after the warm-up they had up there. So all those pressure cracks got pretty bad. I know they are back out fishing where we were, but there was probably about a week or so that it was unsafe for sure.
Gotcha.
So, gotta know what you're doing.
How was the fishing overall for you guys? How good did you do? What'd you guys catch?
We did really good. Saturday night was our best fish, but we kept quite a few fish. I don't even remember how many we kept. We had a pretty big pile there. We didn't catch any limits, but we had a nice pile. So
We got a picture up right now. It looks like it's in the evening. You've got 6 fish on the ice.
Yep.
Like you said, those 15 inchers, those are probably the best eaters, and it looks like it goes up to that one that was probably kept in the 20 inch somewhere in the range.
Yep.
But, you know.
yeah,
So
yep,
was
good
fishing,
eaters for sure.
was it fishing to you slow, or do you think it was doing well?
So Friday was a little bit slower for us. We caught some fish. Then kudos to my buddy. He wanted to switch it up and go to a different spot. So we switched totally different directions. Went away from everybody. We didn't have anyone around us, and we ended up having the best fishing that night. So
Making that decision is like you go somewhere where people are not there, and it's
Yep.
like you wonder, are you making the right move, or should we go where other people are, or is the pressure too heavy on those fish there? I mean, how do you make that choice?
yeah, I mean, every time we're out there, it's almost like a little argument we have. It's like, well, you know,
Fighting
we
with
probably
yourself.
shouldn't fish here. We should probably go over there. It's like, you know what? And this time we were like, you know what? Let's just do it, and it definitely paid off. So, like I said, we didn't have anybody around us.
And speaking of that, I got a picture of your buddy up. What size is that fish?
I think his was over 20. I think that was probably 22 or 23. I'm not sure. I don't remember. His was over 20 though.
Was it a decision to move, or was it you just or he got it where you guys were at?
No, that was where we ended up moving to, and that's where we started catching them. So that spot we moved to ended up paying off.
So there you go. When you have that argument and you start catching fish like that, you just go, "I told you so."
Yeah, but who wins that argument? Is it based on the prior argument the last time you were out and who was wrong? I mean, that's what I
don't know.
All right, I got a question. So you're having this argument. Do you like volunteer somebody to go over there and try it and if you catch something, call me. I'll be right over. Is that how that works?
Sometimes we do that. This time we ended up just all going over there and moving,
See,
and it worked out for all of us.
If I did that with Danny and sent him over there, he'd be catching fish and he wouldn't call. He's like, well, he sent me over here, so I'm not gonna tell him.
I would gladly tell you that I'm catching fish.
Once he catches his limit.
Well, you get a couple on the ice, and then send him a little picture or something. Be like, hey, you might want to move this way.
Right, And then so when you moved, we have another picture up of a lady holding a nice sized fish. Again, on the move.
Yep, that's the spot we went to. Yep, it paid off. Same spot. Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, that's my buddy's girlfriend. She's big into fishing too. So we all did really good up there. So definitely a trip to remember.
So when you went wherever that spot was,
yeah,
and did you know exactly where you're going? Did you know what the structure was there? Were you looking for something specific, or were you just like, you know what, there's nobody over there, we're gonna go over there and try it?
My buddy actually scoped it out. He was looking more on that side of the bay. Like I said, he wanted to move that way, and then we all did, and it paid off. So
using maps, underwater maps.
Yeah, it's called Navionics. It's on your phone. It's just shows all your water depths and everything like that. And then your fish finders also have Lake Master chips on them as well.
Gotcha. So at that point, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a shelf? Are you looking for structure? I mean, what are they looking for? At this time. I mean, obviously you said they're getting ready to spawn, come up the river, looking for the warmer water, what have you. But is there is something that they're feeding on at that time that tips you off?
So now is going to be a lot different than we were up there. You're into March now, so a lot of those fish are moving up into the upper bay. So that upper bay right now, so north of Gladstone, is going to be super busy because all those fish are moving up into, you got Rapid River up there, you got the Escanaba River. But when we were up there, we were kind of mid-season, more towards the end of the season, not, very end of season. But we were targeting it more of a shelf, where the deep meets the shallow.
Gotcha.
So, but the last trip we went up there, we were fishing structure. So you can't go wrong either way, fishing structure or, breaks or anything like that. So there's a couple good spots up there. So
did the colors change that you were using to catch your fish?
Is like day-to-day change?
Well, no, I'm saying like when you went up a couple weeks back, right? And like, does the color change throughout the season? Would they hit something a different color in January? Would it change to like right now, March, when you go up this weekend? Is the color you're going to use changing, or would you kind of use the same color?
No, you could probably use the same color and have the same success for sure.
Okay.
When we were up last time, we were fishing for bigger fish, and we knew we were fishing for bigger fish. So we were using a lot bigger baits, 7, 9 jigging wraps, big spoons, stuff like that. So, and every fish we caught between Friday, Saturday, and Sunday was over 16 inches. So every fish we caught was a keeper. So we were fishing for quality fish. So
looks like it from the pile of 10 on the ice there in this picture we've got up right now.
Yep. Yeah, that was a combined. So I think that was Saturday and Sunday morning. So.
Gotcha.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, we did pretty good. Like I said, we had a pile of fish. So.
You're talking about water clarity, that it was gin clear.
Yep.
When it's so clear, does that dictate a different color or size, or does it matter?
So yeah, when you're fishing like a super clear body of water like that, I like some more more natural colors because the fish can see really well, right?
Right.
You're fishing more murky, dirty water. Those bright, neon colors are going to be your go-to. A lot easier to see. So
that water looks pretty clear. Did you always need to drill a double hole?
Double hole. Like I said, we knew we were fishing for some bigger fish. So the double holes we were running. Definitely recommend 8 to 10 inch hole. Double hole is definitely recommended if you know you're definitely going to get into some big fish. So
there you go.
That's the thing. When you're out there and your target fish are going to be bigger than that little 8-inch hole. I can definitely understand why you're going to need to open that up.
Yeah.
Better to do it right then than after the fact, right?
Well,
Exactly. Yep.
Mark's asking if you'd be so kind as, for since it's his birthday month, if you would give him the longitude and latitude of where you were catching those big fish.
I'll tell him this: if he makes a trip up, I can get him on some fish. How about that?
Oh, there you go, Mark.
A birthday
That's
weekend.
That's your invite.
A birthday weekend of fishing up in Michigan.
There
Mark.
you go. Take him up to the UPA.
Right?
Yeah, that might be a little too far for him.
Yeah.
He might not like that bridge either.
Yeah, especially on a windy day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or a snowy one.
Oh.
Yeah, I remember we walked that on the bridge walk one year, and they stopped everybody, and we were trapped on the other side. And they're like, "Well, what do we do, all these people? Because it's so windy." And they're like, "Well, there's nothing we can do. Send them, because we came from that side.
Well, you got to get back.
You got to get back." So we're walking the bridge, and the bridge was swaying, and when we were walking, you were walking like side to side because you could feel it moving that much.
Ain't
Yeah,
that
no
amazing?
thanks.
And,
Wow.
That you'd think that bridge would collapse, but
Yeah.
No, it's been up there for a little while and it still hasn't fell in, right? So, it's just awesome. And I think we're going to come up on a break here.
yeah, let's go ahead and take our next break. We come back. There's a couple other pictures here that
Yep.
I saw that kind of intrigued me that I want to ask you about as well. So we're going to step outside, take our next break. We'll be right back after this.
All right, folks. We're going to get into this break here, and we're in a second break. Wow.
Yeah.
It's awesome getting up there. We're in our second break. Mark is doing his birthday weekend for those. Send him any gifts for the month of March.
I got a big box of snow. I think I'm going to send them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Right?
I think that'd work.
I got a big box at work.
Here we go.
Pack it full.
Pack it full of ice.
Yep.
Ship it south.
Ship it overnight to him.
I don't know about where you're at, Adam, but we got a bunch of that ice, this
Oh, yeah.
early in the week, and it froze and got nasty. You couldn't move it. Well, they moved it with the plow trucks, and they plowed the whole end of the driveway full in big chunks, 4 or 5 inch thick blocks, big blocks of ice.
Huh.
It made it tough trying to get out.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks, appreciate that.
So you got that Jeep, right?
That's what I did. I crunched it with a Jeep.
Yeah.
I mowed it down. That's all I could do. You couldn't move it with a snow thrower. There's just no way.
No. Even a shovel, you break your back.
Yeah, they were big. They're
Yeah.
big as a tire. All right, Danny, what you got over there?
We got a picture of him coming out of the Ford River coming up.
All right. Okay, here we go. Stand by. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. Third segment of the show.
Yes,
And,
sir.
That's not on the ice.
No,
Or does it look like it's on the
he's
ice?
been on the ice fishing and catching some big ones and some Did you catch a lot under the limit first?
No.
No?
We didn't catch any. Nope. They're all over 16 inches, I'm pretty sure.
All right, so midday you decide to have a break. We got a picture up right now. It looks like you're looking down a river, but it's still frozen. What river is that?
That was the Ford River. We went down there midday just to go check it out. It was pretty cool to see. Frozen solid. There was actually one guy out there fishing probably a good 2 miles, mile and a half out there. And that's straight on Lake Michigan there. And he was from Wisconsin, so. Yeah.
Now, the walleye are going to be heading for that river to head up that river for spawn?
Yeah, absolutely. Any of those rivers, they're going to be heading to, so.
Well, there you go.
That's one of those things, doing a little reconnaissance if he goes
Well,
up.
So,
Yeah, Ford River, there's been some pretty big walleye pulled out of the Ford River, so. Definitely.
when they come up the
Definitely
river
good
there and the ice is off, is that river fishable from shore?
Yeah, every river is different. You got to watch your restrictions on that. The DNR's got some crazy restrictions on, river fishing. So definitely check on, the times of year they're open and not open. I'm not sure on exactly specific river times and stuff like that. So.
I think the biggest obstacle is going to be private land versus public land too. You've got to have access.
Exactly. Yep.
So, what's that, Dan?
Well, after,
Okay.
after you catch all the fish, you gotta do something with them, right? You gotta cut them up, and I'm assuming you brought some back, and you probably fried some up that night.
Yep, I did. Yep, I fried some up when I got home. Absolutely.
What's your go-to recipe for fresh walleye out of the bay, just like that?
I've been experimenting with a bunch of different batters actually lately. Everything from Drake's to offshore to 906 I've tried, their batter. I've just been experimenting with just a lot of batters, just deep frying it, so.
Okay, nothing too fancy, just rolling it, getting the batter on there, and dropping it.
Exactly, yep. Nothing crazy to it. That's the best way, simple. Keep it simple.
All right. Well, that's the most important thing, right? Keeping it simple. When you cook, it's so good.
Yeah, you can't beat fresh walleye.
No, you you can. It's about perch and walleye. Those are about the two parts that you literally, if
Same family.
right? And
There
then
you go. Go back to that one, right?
let's go. I think I know where you want to go.
Yep.
Oh, this one.
Nope. Keep going. Right there.
All right, so we're gonna start here. So, besides looking around rivers, you went to a place you've never been to before.
One of my favorite places.
It's one of Mike's favorite places. You stopped at the
Rapid River.
Yep, Rapid River Knife Works. Yeah, that place was definitely a pretty sweet place to stop at. They got everything in there. Mounts that I've never seen. It's pretty incredible taxidermy in there. So
the picture we got up now. It literally has a in the middle of the showcase area a full size bear.
yeah, that thing had to have been over 10 feet tall. That thing was pretty tall.
Yeah, this place has just been recently remodeled too.
Right,
Within
exactly.
the last, what, 3, 4, 5 months?
Yeah, something like that.
Exactly. And look at that marlin up on the wall.
Yeah, there's some incredible bucks up in there too. It was pretty cool to see.
So
Not only that, they have some beautiful knives up in there too.
what did you buy us?
So I didn't buy anything.
But no, he put an order in for Up North Journal knives.
Okay.
Yeah, I could do that. Actually, none of the guys were there actually working on knives. We stopped in there on a Sunday.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah.
It's good.
pretty-
It's good to see that they've gotten to the point where they can open like that on weekends and not
Yeah.
only. Because I know a bunch of times I've missed it because years ago because they just weren't there.
Right.
But now,
Yeah.
obviously, you being there on a Sunday.
I stopped up there. It was in the summer one time during the middle of the week. I forget. I think I may have been up for a trapping convention or something like that. And right off to the side there is where they make them. And they had a big, huge, a giant pile of antlers. And the guy was working on a blade. I don't even remember what he was doing. I think he was knocking the edge down and just shaping the metal for the blade. And he stopped for a minute and talked to us. But the antlers, were for knife handles.
Yep.
And that was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
I think he does like mammoth tusks and stuff like that. He does some pretty exotic knives.
I've got a pack axe. Don't have it here. I've got to find it. Jacob found it. Said it's here since we've moved, but the handle is blue, like a bluish color, blue and gold, and it's all epoxy. It's been pressured with epoxy,
Okay.
pressure infused, and that came out of Alaska, out of the permafrost, and they said it was like well over 10,000 years old. Some kind of wood that they
That's
pulled
pretty
out
sweet.
pulled out of permafrost. But yeah, they did that epoxy on it to make it stable. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, they do all
Yeah.
kinds of crazy stuff for handles. And you just told me before the show tonight that they were using antlers for something else now.
Yeah, they had salt and pepper shakers in there. I think they even had some like silverware sets and stuff with deer handles or deer antler handles. So
There you
I think
go.
they're expanding the horizon. So
Well, obviously, you're trying to stay in business, so you got to keep up with it. And if you're doing anything with antlers, might as well just venture out, right? And,
Yep.
and obviously, the next picture we're showing is when you must have turned around, because now you've got a full-size brown bear staring at you that looks like it's ready to rip your head off. with some moose antlers, I do believe. That was
I think so.
Pretty tall, huh?
Yeah, that thing was huge. Yeah, that was cool to see that. Definitely.
So that puts you into perspective how tall those ceilings must be in there, right?
Right.
Because there's a billy goat up on the wall.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the ladies standing behind the desk there. I mean, that place is huge. So definitely was impressive.
I've got to make a stop up there and check it out here real soon.
Absolutely. Yeah, I have not been in the new store, so I'd like to definitely stop there and check it out for sure. But yeah, all in all, what do you think? So far, you got one more trip, but all in all, what do you think overall your ice fishing season has been?
I'd say it's been pretty good. I caught my best walleye this year. Actually, both Saturday I caught my PB, which was a 24 and a quarter, and then I caught my other one, which was 26. So can't really beat that. As far as downstate this year, it was pretty rough. I only got out like 2 or 3 times down here, so that was kind of unfortunate. I didn't get to do any pan fishing really, which I really enjoy. Getting on some big crappie. Mm-hmm. So as far as downstate, wasn't really that great, but up north this year was pretty good. So.
Well, the ice wasn't really that great down here. I mean,
No.
we've had a warm summer. Yeah, it basically was summer. It felt like we had a warm winter. So they never really built anything to get out substantially on and last.
No. Yeah, there was multiple tournaments that I wanted to go to that all of them got canceled. Yeah. So it didn't happen.
Right, the Central Michigan tournament was canceled.
Yep.
Question coming in: did you lose any hardware? Did you did you lose anything?
I didn't lose anything this time. Last time I lost my heater. I didn't lose anything this time.
All right.
After you lose something once, you kind of like, okay.
Tie it down.
Yeah, you start looking around, every second. So.
The picture we got up next, you and your buddy are holding 2 awesome fish. So this kind of sums up your trip.
Yeah.
You went up there looking specifically for bigger fish, and you both looks like you came back looking pretty smiley there.
Yeah, yep, and they were up there the weekend before that, and they actually had a phenomenal weekend the weekend before I was up there. So the fishing is definitely good. So
looks like you had some good weather too.
Yeah, beautiful weather. Yep, Saturday, like I said, it was almost 40 degrees, so it was nice. We were out there, popping around in hoodies, so it was nice.
You can't beat that when you can be on the ice and be in your at least a hoodie and be comfortable. You were in a ball cap actually too, so that makes it even the more better just to get out here, in this case in the UP, and enjoy what we have in each season.
Yep, absolutely.
We're gonna switch over here, and that ice will be gone, but then the boats are gonna take over, and like you said, they're gonna be aiming for the rivers, right?
Yep, yeah, definitely. I mean, that whole bay will be on fire. All those fish in Lake Michigan will be coming up into that bay, so that whole bay will be packed with boats. So
I've seen that before. You go up there a little bit early, and man, it's like there's 2 seasons: ATV season and boat season.
Yeah.
So it just
nothing like being around a boat launch when it's busy and people backing in and taking out, and that's when the fun begins.
You literally have to get there early. Yeah. Especially like the Ford and all those rivers, if they got a boat launch in the area, and you better be there early because...
And you better know how to back a boat in.
Yeah, I mean, that's even some of those spots up, by, Saginaw River, like the Zewalki Bridge launch and stuff like that. If you're not there by 7 a.m. when they're fishing on the boats, that place is full.
Yeah, you're not getting in. So there's no parking spot.
Nope, you better be there about 5:30.
Mm-hmm. Kind of summing up Adam's season here, I think Mark's got it right. You need to talk to Mags to get you a signature line rod series called the Winn.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. That'd be cool.
Right?
You never know.
Nope.
Get something in the works.
There you go. So, so next week, Mullet Lake.
This weekend.
Oh, yeah, this weekend. It's Wednesday already. Whew.
Yep.
Time's flying. So we'll talk to you a little bit about that when you get back. Hopefully you have a great some time up there. Hopefully it stays cold enough for you. I think it will.
Ice is cold, yeah.
Ice is good. Weather should be phenomenal. Fishing should be pretty phenomenal too, coming into March here. So
Tactics pretty much the same there, or is there?
Yep, I'm gonna be running the same stuff. So and don't be afraid to ever switch stuff up. So I'll be flying through lures if I have to.
There you go.
Make sure you have an ample supply of tackle.
Well, you got color, you got size, you got types. I mean, you got to have a full accoutrement of gear.
You literally do, or else we've seen it when we've been out with on the rock and reel. He's got a whole bunch of everything, and trying to hit the right one in color is
whole lots of everything.
Right?
Yeah.
In the time he's always bringing a bag full of more on, right? New ones.
Yeah.
So trying to get that hot color or whatever it might be for that day, just like it is for ice fishing. Just like for Lance, right? He had all those lures and everything, and people were buying those up for jigging. And like you said, up on the Saginaw, Detroit River, they're going to be using those here. Open water, but as long as you can get a boat in, you're going to be using it.
Yep, absolutely.
I tell you, let's go ahead. We take our last break. We come back. We got a couple of little tidbits we want to talk about as well, and we'll wrap up the show. So we'll step outside, take our last break, and be right back after this.
All right, folks. Last segment of the show. Like I said, go check out Raised at Full Draw. They got their auction going on right now. Go check out what they have over there. I don't have the link up on my computer to go to the auction itself because they got some great things over there.
If you can find it real quick, I'll pop it up.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. Can I get
Before we
to
go
the
back live.
Right.
It's not on there?
Oh, wait.
There it is right there.
Yep, hold on.
Can you blow that up a little bit?
Hold on, let me go there. I'll just go there. I lied. RaisedGiveSmart.com.
Okay, here, I'll just go back. Are you going to type it in, go to the website? It's getting a little warm in here tonight.
It is. Oh,
Yeah, same over here. It's getting warm.
All right.
You got it there?
I got it.
And let's throw that out there real quick. There you go.
All right.
And that webpage is
GiveSmart.com. Check out it. Look for Raised at Full Draw. From dog beds to grizzly coolers to a turkey hunt, Traeger grill, turkey decoys, food plot from Antler King, a gun from Remington, an RAFD knife, a taste of Michigan by yours truly, supplied by Deer Camp. Everything, just a little bit of Michigan, taste all over Michigan. A low-down viewer, a backpack, another knife, some chairs, some boots, an American flag. We've got a Vortex Viper rangefinder and a red dot and some shooting range time, looks like. So get on over there, help them out.
lots of good stuff.
Absolutely. So.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, and 1. Welcome back. Last segment of the show. For those of you listening on the podcast, we'd tell you you needed to see what we were just talking about, but the auction and the webpage will be done by this weekend. So,
right.
if you have this posted in time, Danny, they can go over and get that information in break 3.
Right. You'll see it right back here on the live show. Go check it out if you're listening to the podcast, or you're going to catch it. Hopefully, I get it before the weekend on YouTube, and then you can go over there, check out great cause over there for them at the Iowa Deer Classic. But Adam, have you ever belonged to a club before? Archery club or a gun club or outdoor club or anything like that?
Nope, never.
Never. Well,
Never.
Mike here has decided to move over to the Saginaw Field and Stream Club.
Haven't done it yet. I have to go to an orientation in 3 weeks. 3 weeks from yesterday, as a matter of fact.
And they have a clubhouse They've got an archery range, a firearm range. What was your? We've actually shot there before. The R100 is there.
Yep.
For us, we've been there before. What was your attraction to going to this place, Field and Stream? I know it's up here, relatively closer to where you live now.
Yeah, you know, I belong to the Swartz Creek Sportsman's Club for about 10, 15 years. Great club, private club, hard to get into. It took me 7 years to get in, and from the old cabin where I used to live before we moved in here, it was about 6 miles from the house. Very convenient, and it was not used very much.
Right.
There's only 80 members in that club, and that's all it would ever be. And I could go over there with the kids on the weekend and pretty much have the entire rifle or pistol range all to ourselves.
So you never ran into a problem where you had to wait to shoot?
Nope, never.
You never had that?
Never did. And it was good. You know, it worked for what I needed. But now that I'm a little further north, I'm like right in between both of them. The Field and Stream that I want to go to, and then to the one that I used to belong to. You can go ahead and leave it up, Danny. I'll go right back to it there.
Yeah, hold on. Well,
Let
me just take a peeky here.
But the reason that I was familiar with this place because we shot the R100 there.
Yep.
And I had the opportunity 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago to go up with a member and shoot the pistol range. And just driving through, seeing the way they've laid out the new ranges and how big they are, how nice they are, I thought, you know, I'm gonna go up and talk to them about, you know, joining the club. So I was up there the following weekend, and I went in and talked to a gentleman about it. He's like, well, you can't do it today. I mean, I was ready to sign up right there.
Okay.
I've been to the archery range one time, the indoor range, and that's probably the biggest selling point to me, is it's an indoor range. As a member, you have 24/7 access if you pay extra for that access. Which
the access card.
Very reasonable. So my first time dues, initiation, and range card and all that kind of stuff is, I think it's $140 a year, and then the next year I think it drops down to 100 or 110. And I was paying 75 or 85 at the other range, but I didn't have the archery, so that was the big selling point for me to go there, was the fact that, you know, I got indoor archery range and it's 24/7. He said people come in there after work, you know, they'll be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You pop in, you swipe your gate card, drive in, and then swipe in to get into the indoor range and shoot. So.
Right, and they got different leagues there, obviously. You know, they got a 5-spot, or they got like a Wednesday night, Tuesday night animal league. They got some morning leagues as well.
Yep.
But it sounds like this one, you know, like you said, the 24/7 access. If it's raining out one day, you'd be like, oh, I'd really like to shoot. You can just go there and you know, go in and shoot. And that's, I can definitely understand the archery perk there.
Yeah, well,
right?
You know, when we were shooting leagues for, what was it, 2 or 3 years? How many years we shoot down in Oakland County? And, you know, and that really grew on me, especially in the winter when it's cold out. On a Sunday night, you go down, you shoot leagues. The camaraderie, you know, just staying in practice, all of it. There's just so much you get out of it. Picking the brains of other shooters and what they're running and how it works for them, and tips and techniques and tricks that makes them successful. You know, I just thought I got to get back into this. And moving further north from the gun range and from Oakland County, it just didn't work for me.
Exactly. You know, I'm looking at the rifle range. Maximum is 100 yards.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, you got a 12-lane, 100-yard rifle range. You can pull in to 50. 50 and 100 it looks like, right? And then with that, they've got leagues as well, a black powder league. They got a youth small bore league.
Yep.
Get the kids out there. I can see you.
They got pistol. I do believe they have pistol leagues as well.
Right? Pistol
Is
range.
it all outdoor shooting ranges?
Yes,
Or do they have
except
an indoor. Okay.
No,
Just-
yeah, they're all outdoor shooting ranges, but they're all covered.
Gotcha.
Which is really nice.
So you could even go out there when it's a little rainy.
Yeah.
If you needed to.
Yeah, as long as it's not blowing hard, you can get out there and get under some cover. and
Gotcha.
and shoot as well. So, but yeah, just for the amount of money I was spending before, to me it's the same distance, and I'm like, I think I'm gonna go try it. It's a bigger club with more people, so obviously that's gonna be different than what I was used to, but we'll make it work.
Well,
I'm gonna try it and see what happens.
Right, and you can get up there and Mr. Coleman says it looks like there's good morel mushroom hunting area.
Where's that? Up by the
At the club? Right?
I don't think I'd go out there wandering through the woods though.
Well, I gotta, being in the archery range will probably be open. I've got a morel mushroom hunting outfit you could wear.
You have a morel mushroom hunting
It might look like a 3D target, but that's beside the point, right?
Yeah, with antlers on top.
Well, antlers, a Sasquatch. There you go. See, Adam, you know where I was going with that.
You get some Sasquatch scent from Buck Bates.
Yeah.
Right? You gotta get that too, right, with the leprechaun.
So he can pick that up with his leprechaun scent.
Right, exactly. So we just wanted to kind of give a shout out to Saginaw, where Mike is going to be joining the club, it sounds like, eventually. And they got a lake you can do some fishing.
I was going to ask, they got a little fishing spot?
They do.
Yes, they do.
Nice.
Lake
There you go.
Vitek. It's a, let's see, real quick. They do allow fishing on it, except at the one end where access is closed in the northern section of the lake, because that's where the trap and skeet fields are located. There's actually signs.
Gotcha.
You just gotta duck while you're casting.
Right? So you can get out there and boaters, kayaks, dog training, fishing, several species of bass, bluegill, crappie. There's even catfish. But yeah, so it looks like a pretty decent sized lake.
Yep. So.
Oh, you can camp there.
Yeah, it looks like you can camp there as well. So yeah, I gotta do a little more investigating on it, but just from what I've seen already, it's pretty much a done deal. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's be a cool spot to go camp. You can spend a little weekend there.
Yep. Camp, shoot the bows, shoot the guns, cast the line, all that kind of good stuff.
Ooh, the campsites are right in line with the boat launch. So you can do some camping, go do some kayak, do some fishing. We're going to hear some live feeds from Mike on the cowboy range.
Interestingly enough, when I was at the pistol range, I needed some ammo for my 44 mag.
Okay.
And so I'll stop at Cabela's on the way, through town that morning before we left, picked it up, and I'm looking for 44 mag ammo. And, ammo is expensive. There's no two ways to cut it, but the cheapest ammo that I found, a carton of 50 was, I think it was $54, but it was cowboy ammo. And I went, okay, we're just target practicing, no big deal. I said, that's going to be a light load.
Right.
I said, because it's got an 8-inch barrel on it. You've seen that Red Hawk. And it still jumps, with a good load in it. And I thought, well, I want to try these and see what they do. I could actually probably shoot that very comfortably one-handed.
Right.
If I could hold steady enough. But no, the cowboy loads, those are fun to shoot.
Were they?
Dirty ammo, though. It does produce some smoke, but still, it was a nice light load. So
made for fun shooting.
Yep.
As opposed to the typical 44 mag, no fun shooting.
Right.
When you're putting a hunting load through that thing.
Yeah.
But so maybe we'll get Mike to take us up to the place and do some shooting.
Well, don't we know somebody that's a member up there?
We do. Rob.
Yeah.
Kramapi is a member there as well, which we're probably going to get him on the show here in the future, and we're going to talk a little bit about PSE, talk about the new bows, how they're doing, maybe try to get some inside info on whatever this takeover or PSE selling to this group is all about.
Outdoor Heritage?
Yeah, the Outdoor Heritage Group. It's a brand new group. This is their first major purchase, I guess. So
yeah, it's going to be interesting moving forward, seeing how that all shakes out.
Right? So.
Is it like relatively new, that place, or has it been around for a while?
What's that? The club, the hunt club, or
yeah.
I mean the shooting range.
Yeah, the
That's
club.
been around for quite a while. We
They
shot.
just updated a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, they just updated their shooting ranges, reconfigured and laid things out a little differently. But Danny and I, I know I've shot 2 R100s up there,
I shot one.
and that was back, man, I want to say 2007 or 8 or 9, somewhere in that area. So it's been a few years.
That R100 is a fun shoot, but man, if you're there at the wrong time, you are literally waiting in line at
Yep, every time.
every target, and it's 50 targets, depending on which side you go. It's either 50 North American or 50 African animals. It wears on you after a while because it's like, come on now, shoot,
Just shoot already.
right? So, but yeah, but Adam, we gotta get your bow set up, get you out there, and get you shooting for this coming fall.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah, I'm gonna have
fun.
to stop into Sunrise and check out some new PSEs. So.
Right, and
See what they got.
we'll have to check. Matter of fact, we'll have to get Sunrise on to find out how everything's going over there. I know I'll have to be stopping in there next couple weeks probably. I got some things I need to purchase for May.
There you go.
So, but
Anything else this week?
nothing this week.
Are we going to talk about next week or not?
Well, next week we were supposed to have an announcement this week, but things change. But we're gonna have it next week. We got a new sponsor coming on board. A new.
No, don't tell them. Just make them come back. We're gonna have some stuff to show off.
Yes.
Okay. There you go.
Exactly. So there you go, folks. Tune in next week for a special announcement before we have a break for a week because you won't be here.
That's right. I'm kind of getting in the mood right now. I wore my saltwater fishing shirt here, so we're going down to the beach. Heading
You gonna do
south.
some fishing?
No. The only thing I'm going to be fishing for is a place to put my feet in the sand. It's going to be
There you go.
It's going to be a much needed week-long vacation on the beach west of Gulf Shores, Alabama. We're going to be as far west as possible on that peninsula, right out by Fort Morgan. So we've got a place right on the water. I mean, walk out the back door, take about 5 steps, you're on the beach. So looking forward to it. There's no hurricanes between now and then. Please, no hurricanes.
So there you go, folks.
It's early in the season. I don't
It
think there's
is
any
early
hurricanes.
in the season. So tune in next week. Big announcement here on the Up North Journal. Stay tuned because we're not going to say any more about it.
There you go. So, Adam, thanks for joining us tonight. Thanks for wrapping up ice fishing for us and talking about your
Yep.
trip. Good
Appreciate
luck
it.
next weekend. Hopefully, you guys limit out and got something
Yep.
else cool to take pictures of and talk about. So.
Sounds good.
All right, that's going to do it for us this week, folks. As we always say here, give us a like, follow, share on the social media pages. And if you're listening over on iTunes to the podcast, please go over and give us a review over there. That helps us and helps the people who support us. So that's going to do it for us this week. We'll be back again next week, same time, Wednesday night, 7:30. Y'all take care.